Hello everyone and welcome to Dwyer Field. We have the third game of the Grimes Bowl today. We've got the second grade Mason youth football team taking on the Bulldogs football. Should be a great matchup. The Raiders took the first two games from the Comets, 22-0 last time, and I believe 18-6 the first game. So Mason Comets hoping to get their first win of the day today against the Bulldogs. Looks like it's going to be a muff snap on the first play, but he gets it, hands it around to 10, penalty flag on the play. And the Comet defenders are going to take him down. Emmanuel Crawford with the Mason tackle that time, but it looks like there is going to be a penalty flag for the Bulldogs, so that's all going to be going backwards. I'm joined alongside Ellen Madden. First day on the broadcast today. We've got a great event here of the Grimes Bowl with the Mason Comets taking on the Bulldogs. So we got Bulldog football, 1st and 20 after that 10-yard holding call.
Can you hear us?
It's going to be stopped behind the line by the Comets. 2nd and 22 is the gain. So Ella, we just called that last game, me and you, you and I in the second half. What did you think we saw from the Mason team, and how do you think the grade below second graders can improve today?
I thought the Mason team did not do the best job with handling the blocks from the Raiders. I think that they needed to get around more and close down those pockets of spaces where they were running in. I thought that they did a great job of handling their penalties and all of that stuff. I think that this second grade team right here can go, and if they can get the blocks and they can run more on the outsides, not going straight down the middle, they'll have a better opportunity of winning.
Yeah, definitely. Penalties were the big factor for the Raiders. They did come out on top, but too many false start penalties for them. The Mason team just couldn't get anything going on the offensive side of the ball. They couldn't really block the Raiders' defensive tackles, but the Mason defense today with the big stop. Number 10, Jason Nutley, the big stop. The big gain there by the Mustangs, but it's not going to be enough.
Bring up 4th and 11.
Based off the 10-yard holding call before. It's going to be 4th and 11 for the Mustangs. And you know, in youth football, they don't have the strongest legs yet, so no punting, no kicking. They're pretty much going to go for almost every 4th down. Still another opportunity to get a first down here with the 4th and 11. Another thing different you see is we got our coaches on the field here helping the kids out, get in the right position so they don't get any penalties. But right there, quarterback's going to take it for about 5 yards, but that's not going to be enough. So the Comets are going to stop them on the 4th down conversion. It's going to be their ball around the 37-yard line. You know, Ella, we've seen some pretty good defensive start for the Comets. How are they going to keep that up? How are they going to keep this momentum going?
Just reading the play and not overcommitting to the play and making sure that everybody's accounted for, because you got to watch out for those tricky plays.
Yeah, definitely. Youth football, we see a lot of trickery, a lot of fake handoffs. Part of the reason is because you can't get downfield quick enough, so you got to create that separation on your own. And the past 2 games, the Raiders did a great job of those trick plays, kind of fake handing it off. So the Comet defenders were kind of losing them. Today they got to stick with the Mustangs. Different team, so hopefully they keep their eye on the ball and get out to a successful start as they are doing right now. They've got the ball 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They're under center. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion on the field. Hands it off to number 3 of the Comets, And he's going to take it, cut back towards the middle of the field, and he's running opposite, and he might go all the way. 10, 5. That's a touchdown, even a little taunt there. Waves it. And number 3, Emmanuel Crawford with the big run. Great sportsmanship there, handing the ball to the ref. Great run by the young second grader for the Mason Comet touchdown, as they pin 6 points on the board with their first lead of the Grimes Bowl. Great cutback there, as you see on the replay. Ella, what do you think about that run right there?
I think that's a great play. He separated himself, and at the end you see him put his hand up. Yep, he knew that he was going to get that.
Great running there by Emmanuel Crawford, as they're lining up for the 2-point conversion. Maybe giving it to Crawford again would be a great idea. He just scored the long 30-yard touchdown. You got Luca Birdsall under center. Maybe a blitz coming from the Bulldogs. And they're going to take the screen pass over to number 20, Jackson Robill, and he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Mustangs stop them and hold the deficit to just 6 points.
Mustangs 0.
And as I said before, in youth football, we don't have kickoffs here, so the Mustangs are going to start with the ball at the 35-yard line. Got a nice 65-yard drive to score. And a slow first offensive drive, hoping to kind of change that there. The holding penalty on the first play of the game really set them back deep and put them in a hole. Ella, limiting those penalties and a lot of turnovers, that's going to help propel them to a better offensive drive this time.
And we saw that last game. It held back both teams. The Raiders did capitalize on multiple plays, but the penalties for sure held both teams back.
And that's something that the Mustangs probably talked about in their huddle. They are now lining up to start the second drive. Shotgun snap. And looks like number 30 is going to take it, but a great tackle by number 10 of the Comets, Jason Nutley. He's had 2 great tackles here in the first half. About 14 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the first half. We do have a running clock,
Bring up 2nd and 5.
so that does help these games go a little bit quicker. But the Comets off to a great start. 4-yard gain there by the Mustangs as the Comets hold the 6-0 lead. 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line. The Mustangs coach helping get his team set. The shotgun snap again. It's going to be dropped. So the quarterback's just going to take it. Breaking some ankles there. But he is taken down by the Comets. Looks like it was Oliver Smallwood there with the tackle.
That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
He's only going to gain about 2 yards there, making about 3rd and 4. You know, in youth football, you really got to rely on those big breakout plays. We saw it earlier with the Mason Comets touchdown, the long run. So the Bulldogs, or the Mustangs, excuse me, hoping to have one of those big play opportunities here. They've got the speed in the backfield to do it. They just have to convert. And the Comets are going to stop them after just a short gain. It's going to be 4th and 3. And you know, Ella, we've seen 2 4th down opportunities already for the Bulldog or the Mustangs. Couldn't convert last time. Since this is a shorter, only a 3-yard opportunity here, this one they could convert. You think they could convert on this one?
I think that they probably can if they can block more in the middle and go towards the outside. But they also got to watch for the Mason player in the back because he seems to be reading that play pretty well. He's coming over right there.
Yeah, just as Ella was talking about the safety in the back, coming and making that play with the speed, great read. However, it was a great run by the Mustangs as he's going to get about 10, 15 yards and tag on a first down for the Mustangs. Great running there by number 10, but also a great tackle there by the safety as he prevents a long touchdown run there. Mustangs have it at the 42. A little bit of a rough snap by 10. And number 16, Noah Bush, sacks the quarterback for 5 yards. So the 5-yard loss pins the Mustangs back to 2nd and 15 with 11 minutes remaining in the game. In the first half here, about halfway through. With the running clock, it does make the game go a little faster. Helps fit more games into this jam-packed grind bowl. It's been a great event so far. As I said before, this is the 3rd game today. We had the kindergarten and 1st grade team play first. We just had the 3rd grade team play, and now we've got the 2nd grade team of the Mason Comets playing today.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play as the Mustangs take it up to the 45, but that could be going back.
False start on the offense.
And it will after a false start call. Take them back to the 49. I
think these players are just very antsy for the ball, and that's why we're seeing a lot of false starts.
Yeah, most definitely. And this is the first week of football for most of these players. First week of football for all Mason as Mason varsity opens up at home on the 20th against Gahanna-Lincoln. So a little bit of first game nerves by the Comets, but that's nothing. That's having no effect on them today as they are just routing the Mustangs in the backfield.
Loss of a yard on the play.
As the Comet defenders swarm the Mustang running back for another loss of yards. A very long 3rd and 22 for the Mustangs. Hoping to get a big play here. We don't see passing very much in youth football, but when you got those long opportunities, we could maybe be seeing a pass here. Although it doesn't look like they have any receivers out. So maybe just a hard run down the middle. 8 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half. And the snap goes long. And the quarterback's going to try to do something with it as he gains a few yards back. Gets about 2 after the very long snap. Lucky to recover that.
About a yard on the play.
And you know, Ella, the Mustangs have just been playing really sloppy right now. A lot of fumbles, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of false starts. How do you think that they need to come into this next drive and this upcoming play to try to refocus?
I definitely think that maybe they should switch it up, not try to take it down the middle. I mean, we do see a lot of the Mason defenders packing it back more. We don't see them as close on the defensive line, so I think that maybe taking more care of that ball, going out wide, getting some space away from these defenders is going to help them maybe possibly get a first down.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe a jet sweep to the other side or a little bubble pass. As they're going to drop yet another snap, and the Comet defenders aren't going to let him go anywhere. He loses 3 yards on the 4th down play, and it's going to be Comet ball in the Mustang side of the field.
The result of the play is a turnover on downs. Comets take possession at the 44-yard line.
So after the turnover, it's going to be Comet ball at the 44. And they're hoping to emulate what they just did on the last drive and score another long touchdown. Great speed in the Mason backfield as showcased last drive, and they're hoping to do the same thing again. And with 6 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first half, the Comets are going to line up. Looks like we've got two tight ends in. Might be calling them wing backs. And the Mustangs are going to take their first time out of the half. They don't like the setup they were in. Mason looked like they were pretty heavily loaded in the box, so maybe a strong run play.
So it is the Mustangs, not the Bulldogs?
Yes. As you can see, Coach Hobson coaching his team over there. Crawford is having himself a great game with a very long rushing 60-yard touchdown. Mustang defense cannot stop him. And a very long timeout here.
Do you know where the Mustangs are from? It's okay. I'm just trying to make a graphic.
And the Mustangs, after the timeout, trying to get the right defensive set. And the Mason Comets are going to snap it, direct snap to the quarterback. And he's going to take it outside up to the 30. He's going to be pushed out of bounds after he gets the first down. Great running there by number 18, Bailey Smith.
Bailey Smith on the carry. Gain of about
As he gets the
13.
Comet first down.
That run is good enough for a Comets first down.
As you can see, great running here. Stopped at the 30-yard line, but he'll take a 15-yard rush.
We see some strong blocks from the other Mason players.
Yeah, definitely blocking is a big key on why the Mason Comets running game has been so successful here in the first half. The Mustangs do not have a lot of size on their defensive line, and the Mason Comets are a pretty small team as well, but with the Mustangs even smaller, they're able to kind of plow through those defensive linemen and create some big holes for the running backs. And they're going to do another jet sweep on the right side, and he's going to take it to the 20, 15, 10, 5, breaking away, and that's a touchdown for the Mason Comets. Number 15, Christian Jackson.
Jackson with a Comets touchdown.
Great speed there as he has great football IQ, comes to the outside, makes the defender chase him. And the Mustang defender not fast enough. Great running there by the Mason Comets as they extend their lead to 12 points. Ella, what do you think about that run?
That was some great footwork. He acted like he was going to go towards the middle and then took a jab step and went out wide.
Jackson with some nice hair too. Kind of bringing back the mullet as you can see through his helmet. We're seeing that a lot in lacrosse and hockey. And the mullet hairstyle coming over to football as well. So the Comets line up for the 2-point conversion at the 2-yard line. 4 minutes left in the first half. As I said before, we do have a running clock. Bailey Smith takes the snap, throws it, and what a one-handed catch there by number 58, Lucas Pittman.
Conversion attempt successful. There's a flag on the play.
Now, there is a flag on the play. We could potentially see an illegal man downfield because I do think that Lucas Pittman was a lineman. And I think that's what the call is going to be. Or not Lucas Pittman, excuse me. Kenzo Burning.
We will replay the down.
And it's going to be a 10-yard penalty. And even though those points aren't going to count, that was a great catch there by Kenzo. Linemen don't get a lot of opportunities to catch the ball. And as a second grader, always fun to have those one-handed catches in the game. So now it's going to be the very long two-point conversion attempt. Sitting at the 8-yard line. And it's just going to be a direct snap. He's going to take it outside. And he gets it. Crawford, Emmanuel Crawford, the same name that had that big 60-yard touchdown earlier in the game, pins on 2 more points for the Comets as they lead the Mustangs 14-0. Ella, we've seen some great offensive sets here from the Comets early on. What do you think? What have you been most impressed with?
I've definitely been very impressed with the speed of these second graders. You know, we don't see, they're not fully grown into their bodies yet. They're still, and this is the first week of football, which also probably would go along with how fast they are. Everybody's super excited, ready to be out there. So everybody's going to be playing 110%. So I've definitely been very impressed with speed, especially from Mason. We've seen their touchdowns have been just straight runs, not passes, and that comes with a lot of speed and IQ of where to go and reading the play, where the defenders are.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, and they're giving a lot of 110% effort, as Ella said. First game of football, all the kids are juiced up, excited to play. And part of the reason why we see a 14-point Mason lead is it looks like the Comets have a little more energy than the Mustangs right now. So the Mustangs, if they want to stay in this game, they need to bump up their energy level a little bit. With only 1 minute remaining in the first half, they're going to have halftime to kind of regroup, resettle, get their minds right. As another low snap, but they're going to hand it off right down the middle. He's going to juke a few defenders, and he breaks one tackle. The Comets can't get him down, but they finally do at the 48-yard line.
Gain of 13 on the carry.
Great run.
That'll move the chains
13-yard gain
first down
by the Mustangs. Great blocking. And they're going to get back up to the line of scrimmage quick. With only 15 seconds on the clock. They're hoping to get one more play in here, maybe a pass. Since we don't have a lot of time on the clock, but a muff snap. The Mustangs are going to recover, and he's just going to be obliterated right at the line. Trying to make something out of nothing, but the Comet defenders swarm him. And that's going to conclude the first half. Comets hold the 14-point lead over the Mustangs. They've had some great offense and some even better defense, and that is part of the reason why they're on top. We'll be getting you the coverage of the second half coming up right after this. Hello everyone and welcome back to Dwyer Field. We're in the second half of the third game here at the Grimes Bowl. The Mason Comets are currently leading the Mustangs football team 14-0. Strong performance during the first half by the Comets. Ella, why don't you give us the breakdown of how the Comets are playing so far?
The Comets defensively are playing super well. They're stacking people back. Their safety is just going after the Mustangs on every drive. Offensively, they've had some really good opportunities going forward. Haven't really gone back at all. They've been very progressive, not degressive with their plays, and all around just playing super well.
Yeah, it's a great sign for the Comets as it looks like they're going to have the ball to start the second half as well. 22 minutes on the clock, running clock, to help these games move a little faster. So with the 14-point lead, the Comets are going to have the ball lined up under center. They're going to hand it off down the middle in the little inside zone run. That's only going to get them about 2 or 3 yards, making it 2nd and 7. And you know, Ella, we talked about the strong running speed that the Comets have been having running the ball recently. First run of the second half, not as productive as they had been in the past, but you'll take a 3-yard gain.
Right, yeah. We'll take those small little improvements on the field, and because all of that adds up. If every single run you're going and taking 3 to 4 yards, eventually you're going to get a first down.
Exactly, so that's all they're hoping to do. They're lined up on second down, same formation. A little bit of emotion in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to number 20. Nice cutback inside. Another cutback inside as he jukes a few Mustang defenders. And he has about a 6-yard run up to the 43-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
So some nice progressive runs, as you called it. Kind of been steering the Comets in the right direction as they have the short 3rd down opportunity. And even if they don't get this, they still have 4th down. You don't really see punts here in youth football because it's not going to go very far, but almost better off just going for on 4th. So they're hoping to convert here on the 3rd and 2 opportunity. Looks like they got a pretty tight package right now, hinting at a dive down the middle of some sort. Maybe a little bit of emotion on the left side. He's going to hand it off. And a great block there. That opens up a huge hole up to the 40 almost. As he's down at the 41. Great run. That's going to get him a 1st down and more.
Gabriel Parker on the
As
carry.
number 4, Gabriel Parker, with the huge run, led by the great block on the outside.
First down.
That's going to get him up almost to the 40-yard line.
The Comets are doing a great job of making the Mustangs go one way and having the runner go on the other side. I think that's why they've been so successful with these longer runs.
Yeah, they have. They've been hoping to keep the same momentum throughout the second half of the game. 19 minutes left. As the Comets looks like they're going to have an under center snap, maybe a throw here. We don't see any running backs in the backfield. It's just going to be a QB sneak, and he's going to take it for about 3 or 4 yards down the middle.
That'll bring up 2nd and 7. I'd like to take this time to give a huge shout out to the Mason 2nd grade cheerleaders.
And we have the 2nd grade cheerleaders cheering on the Mason Comets football team.
And just like the football players, the girls are going to practice every week. My sister was a cheerleader. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into all of this, and they're a big part of the program, even if they're not on the field playing.
Definitely. They're doing a great job today, cheering on the Comets and cheering on the parents. As Mason's taking their time to get a perfect play lined up. And you know, with this running clock, it's sort of an advantage to the winning team because they kind of milk some clock away, kind of limit the amount of offensive opportunities, in this case the Mustangs are going to have just due to that. This has been a very long drive already, almost 5 minutes. And they've only covered about half the field, so they're hoping to keep up what they're doing. As they snap the ball. Jet sweep on the outside. He's trying to create some separation, but can't get very much as he only gains about a yard. Moving up to the 42-yard line, making it 43-yard line, excuse me.
Angel Iskander on the carry.
Making it 3rd and 6.
Gain of a yard.
It's a great tackle by number 46
That'll
from
bring
the
up 3rd and 5.
Mustangs.
Yeah, it really was. Great job of getting the defender down. Not letting him get any more yards than he needs to. As the Comets, again, taking their time to get a nice snap and looking for that perfect play to break away. Almost a 6-minute drive so far, and they're only at the 37-yard line. So hoping to milk even more clock as it's going to be handed out to number 15 on the outside. And he's going to take it, cutting towards the sideline, creates some separation, but only gets up to the 36.
Christian Jackson.
And that's going to be enough for a first down.
That run is good enough for a Comets first down.
Some powerful running by the Comets. And part of the reason they've been so successful is they're not just relying on one guy to run the ball. They have Jackson. They have number 3 who had that big touchdown earlier, Emmanuel, and just lots of other players that have had some great games and created a lot of separation downfield.
That's always great to see, multiple players stepping up to the plate, being able to make plays.
Yeah, definitely. And all of this a product of the offensive line, creating some gaping holes for the Comet rushers to go through. And with almost 15 minutes left in the game, the Comets are at the 25-yard line. It looks like there's going to be an illegal motion. False start by the offense. And that's going to bring them back 5 yards. Making it first and 15 from the 30. So extending that first down, but nice run outside, cut back in the middle by number 20. Jackson Roble.
Jackson Roble on the carry.
But all he can manage to get is
Gain
a
of
few
about a
yards.
yard.
2nd and 14 for the Mason Comets.
That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
And you know, in that first half into the beginning of the second half, they really had some explosive runs that has kind of propelled the offense. Kind of nearing the end of the game, they're kind of losing it a little bit, losing their momentum. But with the 14-point lead, they're sitting strong. So, what are your opinions on that, Ella?
I think they're playing a little too comfortable. Maybe they need to be more aggressive going forward, like we saw before in the first half. Because although they do have the lead, you know, we're also practicing. Hey, if we have a lead or if we're down, no matter what, we need to go out. We need to keep playing hard and keeping the same effort and the same focus and mindset that you have when you're winning or losing the game.
Yeah, great analysis there. Some great blocking on the outside by number 15, but that's not going to create a big enough hole for the running back as he gets up to about the 23-yard line. Only able to get a few yards.
Gain of about 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
So it's going to be about 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 for the Comets. Losing their momentum, as we said before, but they're still sitting pretty with the 14-point lead. All right, my friend Ben Howe is going to be joining us today. And I'm going to be sitting out for a little bit, so Ben's going to take over with Ella Madden.
today as I've been watching a little bit of this
Loss on
game.
the
Got
play.
here a little late, and the Comets look to be
That'll bring up 4th and long.
sitting pretty up, 14-0 on the Mustangs. What I've noticed so far is the shift in momentum going the Mustangs' way. But like we've talked about all day, is how it's tough with these 22-minute halves, running clock. They go faster than it may seem. So if the Mustangs want any chance at a comeback, they might have to get a turnover here. Snap in the wing T formation, awaiting the play call. It's going to be a run up the middle, and a nice tackle for a loss by the Mustang defensive lineman. That'll be a loss of about 3 or 4. Looked like he came through there virtually untouched. I didn't really know. He was even confused himself by how untouched he was. Didn't really know where the ball was. Thought he was tricked, only to find out the ball was right in front of him and made a perfect tackle. And the Mustangs are going to take over now. First down for them.
Yeah, we're seeing more tackles by the Mustangs, where before in the first half it was Mason all the way. They had total control over the game, and now we're seeing a shift in energy and a lot of, I think Mason is playing a little too comfortable, and the Mustangs are going to start coming back now because of that comfortableness from Mason.
Yeah, I think with the time winding down, Mason tried to play a little conservative, but it looked like they were playing almost too conservative. Some run plays that weren't necessarily going to break out into big yardage, and if the Mustangs are playing solid defense, they're right there and putting themselves in good position to do just what they did, force a turnover on downs. Is there some confusion on the Mustang side? As a timeout had been called. So they're going to take a break, Mustangs. Getting some hydration, trying to talk over what their game plan is going to be heading forward to mount a comeback. Taking a while to set up here. Coming out of the timeout, they got to watch the play clock. Looks like they might set up in that shotgun formation that we've seen all game for them. And that's kind of rare for a second grade team to be playing shotgun like that. It's a big risk for fumbles. Some of these kids aren't quite developed snappers, but they got a pretty good center there for the Mustangs. And a nice run up the middle, and he's to the 50 in enemy territory. There's 2 by him, but there's no one in front of him. He's down the sideline to the 20, to the 10. He's going to score and cut the lead in half for the Mustangs. On the first play of the possession. And that's what the Comets should have been worried about. That's what happens when you play a little too conservative.
We have not seen that energy or explosiveness all game, especially in the first half.
Just getting right by the cornerback, and the safety tried to get into pursuit there. But the running back was just too fast on that play. And we're going to see what the Mustangs are able to do on the conversion. Let's see if they can cut that lead in half. Shotgun formation. One back to his right, one back to his left. Handoff right side, inside of the corner, but a tackle right at the goal line.
Conversion attempt is no
And
good.
the referees signal no good. So the score
Mason
stands
Comets,
14-6. That's a big
Mustangs,
stop for the
6.
Comets at the goal line. 6:44 left to go in the game now. And Mason, I'm sure, will look to play a little more conservative once again. Now even less time on the clock.
One thing me and Adam were talking about before in the first half is how impressive it is that these young second grade players are so quick. We thought that was very surprising how fast they are.
Yeah, and you can kind of see that on both sides too, the athleticism. You know, it's something we've seen all day is just, I don't know what they're feeding these kids nowadays, but I'll tell you, they look a lot quicker than when I was in first or second grade. Mason's going to take over now with the clock winding down. They're in no hurry. The wing T formation once again. Couple running backs in the backfield and a wing. Mustangs trying to set their defense up. They're loading the box. Snap taken. It's a direct handoff dropped. Recovered by the Comets. That was Christian Jackson. Did not handle the handoff cleanly, but luckily able to fall on it. A turnover could have been deadly in Comet territory. But it'll just make for a 2nd and 11 now. 4:42 left to go. Snap taken. Looks like it's going to be the same play, but this time fielded cleanly by Christian. And he's going to be brought down at about the 40-yard line. Christian Jackson able to recover after that fumble for a pretty nice gain to make it a 3rd and 3 position. Pretty good position for the Comets considering what had happened last play.
Gain of 7 on the carry. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Comets have about 4 to go to get this first down. This is a big conversion. If they can get this here and run some more clock off, it'll make it even harder for the Mustangs to mount any kind of comeback. Jackson's going to be lined up even further outside. This time in about a wing position. Snap taken underneath, and it's a handoff up the middle, and they got the first down. Maybe even more. He's to the 40, 35, 30. Defender in pursuit. And he makes a move, and he scores inside the pylon. 6 for the Comets.
That was a great run right down the middle. That's what we've been seeing all day from the Comets is, or not all day, all game from the Comets is them going right down the middle, finding those pockets of space.
Emmanuel Crawford, great blocking from the Comets. It looks like the defender there from the Mustangs had a chance on the pursuit. Looks like he was keeping up with him, but a great move from Crawford, staying inside the pylon and sealing this one for the Comets now. We're under 3 minutes to go. Comets got a conversion coming up 2 touchdowns. They're feeling good. They're going to line up in the same formation. It's going to be a pass, this time into the end zone. Caught. Conversion's good. Caught by Keno Burning. And the Comets are able to convert
That pass
here.
complete to Kenzo Burning.
Something they've done pretty well so
Conversion
far
attempt
today, make it a
successful.
22-6 game.
Mason Comets
And
22.
especially in youth football with
Mustangs
under 2
6.
minutes left, a 16-point comeback is
Comets.
pretty tough. So what a huge, impactful run it was from Crawford to kind of put the nail in the coffin and put the Mustangs away. As this is the third game of the wonderful event we've got going on. Third of 16 games we have at the Grimes Bowl this weekend between today and tomorrow. Great event for families. Awesome for the football players and the cheerleaders, who a lot of them will see in the high school stage quite a few years down the road. Showcasing their talents at a really young age, and we talked about how impressed we've been with the athleticism and quickness. And that's just a small sample size of other things, other potential these teams have showed. Comets with a comfortable 22-6 lead now. Mustangs taking over with 1:56 left to go. Clock running now, Mustangs. Await the shotgun snap. And that one's going to be muffled, but able to hold it, hold on to it, and even gain a couple yards there from the quarterback. Gained about 1 or 2 yards.
No gain on the play.
Be 2nd and 9.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Right now, this is a time for the Mustangs to kind of go over, perfect some of their plays, you know, run some late game situations. It's pretty hard to get a comeback going right now, but there's definitely things you can improve on, and you can use this possession positively. They're going to take the 2nd down and 9. And another bad snap over the head of the quarterback. Defenders in pursuit, and a great tackle made on the play for the Comets.
Fumble on the
That's
snap,
number
recovered by
20.
the offense.
Jackson Roble, spectacular job from the
6 on the
defensive
play.
lineman, getting through and being right there for the fumbled snap, able to make the tackle.
That'll bring up 3rd and long.
And it's a 3rd and long now for the Mustangs, as this will most likely be the last play of the game. Under 20 seconds to go. We'll see if they can get anything going on this last play. Snap taken. Buzzer's running out, and that tackle is going to end the game. A 22-6 victory
Your final
for the
score.
2nd grade Mason
Mason
Comets
Comets,
over the
22.
Mustangs.
Mustangs 6.
And what looks shaky kind of in the middle there, but the Comets able to come out on top. A big run at the end of the game and some pretty important conversions. 22-6 victory, Comets over the Mustangs.